This is Lori Goldman, Orientation Coordinator at Skokie Hospital. I'm going to show you how to get into and around the OR. The employee parking lot is located on the corner of Gulf and Knox. There's a huge parking lot on your left-hand side. After you park, you're going to head towards the hospital. You'll enter the hospital right underneath the walkway. You'll walk past the emergency room to get to this entrance. You'll need your key card to get in. Turn left at the alcove marked stairs and go up to the second floor. Exit through the door to your right, through the one that doesn't have the ID badge reader by it. After you go through the door, take a left. The locker rooms are at the end of this hallway on both sides of this picture. Your ID should work to get scrubs. If it doesn't, call the front desk at this number. There are 5 lockers in each locker room for anesthesia trainees, so you should be able to find an empty one. You should have the combinations and your contacts on your phone under Skokie Hospital. After you get your scrubs on, go out the other door in the locker room, not the one that you came in, and then you'll see this hallway. This door is where the lounge is. You can drop your lunch off here. If you didn't bring your lunch, we've got a cafeteria on the first floor that's open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So when you come out of the lounge, you want to take this door to come out to the OR front desk. You'll want to head left, and straight ahead is the PACU and the holding area. These are the double doors to the PACU/holding area. You're now standing in the hallway of the odd-numbered ORs. This is OR 3, and you're going to be heading left past OR 7 to pick up your narcotics. The anesthesia pyxis is right behind this door. This little alcove is located between OR room 7 here and OR 9, which is that way. You'll pick up your narcotic kit here, and at the end of the day, you return it to the pharmacy, along with the filled out paperwork that's included inside of your kit. Before you go set up your room, you'll want to stop in the anesthesia workroom. It's located in the middle of the hallway on the even side of the operating rooms. You'll want to pick up a Vocera, which is located here in the back. Sign out a Vocera here, and remember to sign it back in at the end of the day. If you don't know how to work one, ask one of the anesthesia techs to show you. If you get cold in the OR, you can also ask the techs where they keep the cover gowns. One quick note about the Vocera. It's designed to be left hanging on your shirt. If you pick it up to speak into it, it'll have a hard time understanding you. Right next door to the workroom is the anesthesia monitoring room. You can find the attending mailboxes here. Next thing you'll do is go to the OR board, which is located between the monitoring room and the workroom. You'll want to put a check mark next to your name where the red arrow is. This lets the coordinator know that you're here first thing in the morning. The column with the blue arrow is where the coordinator will assign breaks and lunches. If there's a break in your room, make sure to look and see what lunches or breaks will be assigned here. The other thing that you'll do if you're not busy in the OR is help out with post-ops. You'll know that they're not done yet if the post-op sign is hanging on the OR board with the red side of the magnet. When you're done doing the post-ops, you'll sign your initials and turn the red magnet to the green side to let everybody know that the post-ops are finished. And now you'll head back to your OR to set your room up. We have a lot of equipment that's different than Rush's OR. There's instructional videos posted on EasyCall for all the equipment here shown with a blue arrow if you haven't used them before. There's our fluid warmer, our bear hugger, our propofol pump, and the Fabius anesthesia machine. We have 2 computers in each room shown by the red arrows. The one that's attached to the anesthesia machine is used for intra-op epic, and the computer on wheels is used to look up your next patient. When you first start up the computers in the morning, you'll see this screen. Be sure to follow the instructions by pressing Control-Alt-Delete to unlock the computer. Don't click the button by the red arrow that says Switch User, because we don't want you logging in at this point with your own username and ID, because you'll lock other people out from being able to use this computer. This will be the next screen that you see. The password that you'll use is unlock11, with the U being a capital U. After this, you'll see the Epic icon and you'll be able to log in with your own username and password. There will be a drug tray in the first drawer of the anesthesia cart, and first thing in the morning it's going to be covered with plastic that's perforated down the middle. So just take off both sides of the plastic so that you can freely access the drugs. We date and time all medication syringes. An easy way to do this is to use the med labels and then also these white labels that are put on top of the anesthesia cart each morning. They have the date and time already printed on them when the drugs expire. Just initial each one, and if you do draw up propofol, you'll have to cross out the time on the label and mark a new time, which would be 6 hours after you drew the propofol up. There's a lockbox in each anesthesia cart. Your narcotics should be locked up whenever you're not in the room. The key has a wristband to make it easy to carry it along with you. The CO2 analyzer is separate from the anesthesia machine and must be turned on when you come in the morning. There's a reminder taped on all of the monitors in the ORs on how to chart 3 specific medications: Toradol, Ofirmev, and antibiotics. Each of these drugs needs an order placed so that they are able to be charted under the active tab in the medication section. This way it's going to show up in the MAR so that patients won't be given an accidental overdose. When you bring your patient into the room, the first thing you want to do is make sure that Epic is attached to your monitor so it can record all the vitals. To do that, you have to pick your macro first, and then the other buttons will display. Then the anesthesia start button will pop up, so you can click that. Then hit the Verify Patient Start button. Then this screen pops up, prompting you to scan the patient's wristband. You'll use this device on top of the anesthesia machine to scan the patient's wristband. If for any reason you couldn't get the scanner to work, just click Override and choose one of these reasons as to why it wouldn't work. After that, you'll be able to take care of your patient as usual without worrying about the charting, because everything will automatically go over to Epic now. Okay, so now that your room is set up, it's time to find your patient to do the pre-op. On the status board, the different colors signify where the patient's located. There are 3 different places where you can find them preoperatively. The first is the holding area, where the patients will be if they need a block done preoperatively. The patient circled is in holding area Bay 5. If a patient doesn't need a block, they'll be in ASU. There's a section for cases that move quickly called Fast Track. If your patient is there, it'll say FT followed by the Bay letter. The majority of the patients will be in the rest of ASU in private rooms. For example, this patient is in ASU room number 14. So the first place that I'll show you out of those 3 places where your patient could be is the holding area / PACU. As you'll remember, it is straight through these double doors right next to OR3. When you walk through those double doors, to your left, you'll see these 4 bays set aside in PACU, and we call this the holding area. We do the blocks here before patients go back to the OR. On this side of the hallway is where we keep all the supplies for the blocks. Right across from Bay 3, you'll find the anesthesia block cart. It has everything needed for the blocks. Ultrasound machines and patient positioners are also around this area. A little further down across from Bay 1, you'll find this little white cart. that has equipment needed to start an IV or an A line. Usually the ASU nurses start an IV, but if you've got a blood loss case, you may want to start another one. This other blue cart has equipment on it, very similar to the OR anesthesia carts. If you have an emergency in PACU or the holding area, this is the cart that you'll want. The next place out of the 3 places that your patient could be that will show you is the section of the ASU called Fast Track. Again, you'll go outside of OR3 and you'll be walking down this hallway through the double doors. You'll take a left here under the Fast Track sign. You'll find your patient in one of the 6 bays here labeled A through F. The rest of the patients will be found in the other section of the ASU. To get there, walk past the fast-tracked area and turn left at the window. Just follow the signs to your patient's room number. When your pre-op is done and your regional block is completed, you need to make sure that you drop your A from the status board. This is how we communicate with the other members of the team to let them know that we're ready to bring the patient back. All first cases must be in the OR by 7:30. If not, we don't want to be the reason that they're late because it gets written up. So make sure you've got time to get your block in after your room is set up and the pre-op is completed so that the patient gets in that room by 7:30. I hope you have a great first day. If you have any questions, ask any attending or CRNA.